Well, Ivana, before we take questions, I just have to talk about a couple items. So folks, I guess what I'm asking the protesters for, they show up to my house every Saturday morning. This is not about me. I'm out of there, I'm not there. It's about, I got the best neighbors in the entire world. They're absolutely amazing people, but my street is packed with little kids. And when protesters show up at 10 in the morning every Saturday, the kids don't go out and play, and they're always on the street playing road hockey. My neighbors, they're frustrated. And as for my neighbors, they didn't sign up for this. I signed up for it. I signed up to be the premier. God bless them. They want to protest. Please just come down to Queen's Park. Don't scare the kids in neighborhoods, because you are scaring them. You're intimidating them. The neighbors are frustrated, and I just want to thank my neighbors for their patience. Just to the protesters, I know you don't want to hurt the kids. I know you don't want to intimidate my neighbors, but you're doing it. You know, loudspeakers, everything to the point. Folks, one of the protesters a couple of weeks ago threw blood on the street. It could be fake blood. We had to call the fire department to clean it off the road. It's resources of the Toronto Police, resources of the OPP, and it's just so unnecessary. You want to protest me, God bless you. I'm all for it. Freedom of speech. Come down here, protest, do whatever you want, but just please leave my neighbors and their kids alone, please. The other second item, I'm one of the few elected officials in the country. Everyone seems to have my phone number. And to the folks out there that message me, and thank you, because there's so many people I help when I get these messages, but I'm getting hundreds and hundreds a day, and I just can't return them all, and I apologize for that. I'll do my very, very best. I'll give you an example. One person in the last day and a half have messaged me 15 times. I can't help people when I'm getting 15 messages, and I'm getting hundreds and hundreds, and I've helped numerous people just over the weekend, but I just can't keep up. So if it's an emergency, and I really appreciate you getting in contact with me, I will get back to you. I just may need a day or two, because they're coming in so fast and furious. I just can't keep up, and I always believe in returning every message. So the more people message me that over meaningless stuff, then I can't take care of the people that need my help. So just please, I appreciate the messages, I appreciate the calls, but just please have patience. So those are my two items there, and I'll take questions now.
We'll go to the phone line.
And one other thing, I just want to talk about the dance studios. We're doing everything I can, working with Dr. Williams and the health table. I know Cabinet will be discussing this afternoon, and we'll have more to say after that, but I'm a big supporter of the dance studios. So we'll be ready for questions.
Yeah, I will point out that there are 483 schools with a reported case of COVID right now. But on going back to what you're talking about at the start of the news conference, Premier, these protesters showing up at your home and intimidating your neighbors, etc., and what happened at Yonge and Dundas Square this weekend. Can you tell me a little bit about why we're still allowing these large group gatherings to occur when they are, obviously not following public health guidelines? They're also spreading misinformation. And do you think, and should we be cracking down on these gatherings more?
Yeah, really good question, Travis. I'm a big believer of freedom of speech. I really am. But again, we're if I can say it this way, we're Canadian. There's certain lines you don't cross over. And there was always a line, and I'll speak on behalf of other elected officials, be it the former Premier, Kathleen Wynne, when the protester in front of her place, or Mayor Tory. And it's not about Mayor Tory, Doug Ford, Kathleen Wynne. It's when they go into Mayor Tory's building, everyone has to show ID now. That's not fair. They didn't sign up for that. My neighbors never signed up for it. You have two options. You kind of, move them along, and especially in a large group, the other smaller groups, you can kind of move them along. But the 4,000 people, it just wouldn't be a good situation. You gotta work with us. There's 4,000 people. It'd be, in my opinion, it would be tough. Our police resources are stretched all over the place. We need a few hundred police to go down there and clear them out. For what? Because they want to protest not wearing a mask and want to go out there. I just pray to God these people never get sick, and the severity. They might not hear the stories I hear, and the public might not hear that I hear. Some people can get through it. Some people are really get sick, and it's not just about elderly people. Younger people too are getting really sick, and then what happens 6 months down the road? Does this still stick with them, and they aren't 100%, and the research just isn't there? So guys, come on, I get your point, believe me. And if you're gonna do the protest, which I adamant about, do not do it, because you're putting everyone in jeopardy. If you don't care about yourselves, then care about the rest of the population. Care about the healthcare workers, care about the docs and everyone pitching in, and care about your grandparents and your parents. You know, it's unfortunate, but we live in a democracy, freedom of speech, but you shouldn't try to intimidate people. We just don't do that. As I say, Travis, you know this, there's an unwritten rule in politics. I respect it. All the opposition people expect it, no matter what party. We're open game. We signed up for it. What are off limits? Our families. It's just an unwritten rule. You don't go after the families. Everyone knows that. So to the protesters, I ask you again, please don't intimidate the kids and the neighbors. Come down here, do cartwheels, jump up and down, do whatever you want. Come to my office. I don't care, but not the kids. Anyways, thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.